I know I'm late on the K-pop Demon Hunters hype train, but I have a few theories about this movie. I've watched it a few times, and I've picked up on a few details. My first theory is that Dr. Han is secretly a demon working for Guima, trying to find out what Rumi's shame is. I know this sounds pretty much like a stretch, because Guima only mentions that Rumi's a demon after Ginu finds out. But I think that the reason he hasn't told Gino already is because he didn't feel like he needed to mention it. Because he's proven by mentioning what Gino says to Rumi, and they're like second or third meeting together. After Gino's third meeting with Rumi, Guima directly mentions what they're talking about, right? So, if Guima's able to see who has the patterns, he could possibly know where to have Dr. Han be located and possibly find out what this chain is, right? So, I we do know that demons are able to make themselves look like humans. But most of the time, demons just they just decide to be in their basic form, right? But when they want to pretend to be human, they pretend to be human. Like the demons who are trying to be like the airplane attendants, right? They're trying to pretend to be human, but they couldn't hide their mark patterns, right? And most of the time, most patterns on demons are on the arms. So Dr. Han was wearing a lab coat, so we couldn't see his arms. So he was able to hide his patterns, right? Also, how was he able to know that Rumi was emotionally closed off if he never met her before? How would he know, right? And you see, while Rumi's waiting for the tonics, which really aren't tonics, they're just grape juice. While she's waiting to get the tonics, she directly notices a photo of the Huntress girls with a photo of Dr. Han. Like like yeah, taped onto it, right? Yeah. This could symbolize the demons and Guima specifically watching over Huntrix, trying to see what Rumi's shame is. That's a good theory, right? Yeah. My next theory, this one gets dark, okay? And this might trigger most people. So I'm gonna try to keep the explicit description of it. I'm gonna try to keep the description of it to a minimum. But this could trigger most audiences. So if you're triggered by what I'm about to say, it's perfectly okay to click off now. Okay. My second theory is what the patterns and Guima actually stand for in the movie. So, as I said, most of the time, the patterns are on the arms. And that's a very particular area where people would do not so good things to themselves. And we see that Rumi's neck has the patterns too after a while. And that's also where he can swallow things like pills. And as we see as we see in the movie, Guima has pulls people in by making their shame go through the roof. And shame causes people to do things that aren't really great for them, right? So my theory is Guima is a metaphor for ideations. And becoming a demon is a person deciding to leave. I'm just gonna put it like that. Based on where the patterns are on people's bodies and the way Guima pulls people in. So yeah, I'm sorry to end on that note, but those are my two theories that I wanted to share. Yeah. Also, I got a new mic. I just want to end this on a happier note. So I got a new mic, so I'm able to record this on my laptop and get better quality. So, yay! So yeah, if you want me to go more in depth on that second theory, just tell me because I don't want to go too in depth here.